what we've seen before, that military carriage at the airport, the military carriage that we've seen in the past few years carrying the remains of former presidents who've passed on. And this time around, we're going to see a former prime minister being accorded that honor. The fact that this former prime minister, the body will be laying in state inside Parliament from noon to 5 p.m. this evening. These are things that do not happen every other day in our situation here. And we look at the history of state funerals. Yes, the president made that proclamation. Not very many people receive such honors. Yes. But Raila Odinga is definitely one that deserved this kind of honor, whether people have disagreed with him or not. You're one of those who did not necessarily agree, Dr. Mbae, with a lot of the political decisions that Raila Odinga made in the last 1 year or so.
Yeah, now, two things you have mentioned. One is true. In this world, you are never made to agree with anyone. But what we could say, we disagree respectively. I remember when the Raila Odinga came from AU and he lost, we were genuinely saying, you could join us. But when Raila Odinga decided not to join us and go to the entrenched broad-based agreement, one thing I kept saying even in this show is that we respect his decisions, because you cannot be anybody. Look at how Raila has managed to weave into every government, for governments and for presidents. It's not something that anybody can do. It's only Raila who can do what he does. And now, the issue about Raila and his followers is that they believe that most of them believe that the decision he makes are the right decision for him. So what happens in this world? Live and let live. You may have your stand, like you've said. We have not necessarily agreed with what, and we felt like he has been a human rights defender. We don't have a lot of human rights in Kenya. He's moving to the other direction. He should have moved on the side of the people. But I want you to mark one thing, that, like I've said here always, Raila Odinga has never left the issue of listening to the people. He always, and even in this arrangement, he had two camps. There's a camp that was purely on issues of checking the government. And what is the most profound statement he made? He said, nobody have said that ODM will not field a candidate in 2027. Raila has been a person who knows how to calculate, depending on the mood on the ground. Most likely, you never get Raila off flat-footed. Maybe 2022, a lot of miscalculation, something happened because he thought he has gotten it. But for me, I would say, Raila Odinga has made many decisions in his life, political decisions. Some of them, of course, somebody may think that they are not the right one. But it's good to say today here, as we think about Raila Odinga, the institution, he has always felt that he has won elections, which he has never been declared the winner. Those are issues people begin talking about. Why has Raila not been able to become president? Why? What happened? Those are things now students of political science will be happy to know, and we need to know what happened. Is it a result of his calculations, or what happened? But there's something else you have mentioned. Now, state funeral, in Kenya, unfortunately, we don't have a law. We know that a state funeral should be given to the president, retired president, and maybe CDF, the chief of the defense forces. But then the people asking, why Raila? Now, there are a lot of other Kenyans who have gotten the state funeral. Besides the President Jomo Kenyatta, of course, the former President Kijana Wamarwa, Nobel Prize, laureate Wangari Maathai was accorded. Of course, First Lady Lucy Kibaki, second President Daniel Moi Kibaki, Mokami Kimathi, and Phoebe. These are situations where when the president and the nation agrees to accord. But of course, it is the decision of the president. Now, for people who are not presidents, deputy presidents, or former presidents, only the Defense Council can agree to a state funeral because they are the part of the people who are going to make part of. Unfortunately, most times, Fred, it is only the sitting president, the magnanimity of the sitting president, even to take the agenda to the Defense Council. What am I saying? We need a law so that we know who qualifies for a state funeral. It's important going to the future because you can have a very important person passing on, but if they don't agree with the president, maybe he will not be accorded yet. Look at Raila Odinga. We agree, and let me say this for record. We all agree from opposition, from Turkana, from Voi, all the way to Northeastern, to to Luo, to wherever part of this country, do you know what? Everybody agrees that Raila deserves a state because of who he is, despite anything else. But remember, maybe he's being accorded an order because maybe he is part of the government. We need a law in this country. Let's not be learning things at the whims of the personality. I'm thinking, look at the issue of the honors, for example, Fred. We are going to award honors in December. Who really deserves the honors? It's a problem in this country. We need to know, because Raila is our hero. As a country, forget about which side he's supposed to.
Not even in December, Mashujaa Day is on.
Mashujaa, that's what I'm saying. So Mashujaa Day is. Now, who is our heroes? Do you know what happens? Unfortunately, people sit. The people who develop the list, they are people, they are human beings in this country. They sit in some office. They agree. You are our colleague. How can I miss? If you look at last year's list, people who give themselves, sorry to say, give themselves, because you cannot be the one authoring the list. You put your name there as MBS, all this, OGW, all these words. They are going to lose meaning. Please, can we have seriousness here? Let's know who are our heroes, who deserve state funeral, who are the people who are going to be called, who will be accorded. Those honors are government. They belong to this country.
And it's interesting to note that even some of those people who've been accorded state funerals probably did not have the attendant military honors that probably Raila Odinga is going to enjoy. Especially that military carriage that's going to carry his remains. That is something that we've not seen apart from former heads of state. The rest, even those who've been accorded state funerals, have not gotten that level of honor. But these are very polar.